Over the past 20 years, a lot of things have changed in the waterfowl world. Our standard of excellence isn't one of them. We have been proudly family owned and operated since 1999. GK calls. We don't want to be the biggest, just the best.
Hey folks, Mike Iaconelli here from Michiana Outdoor News, and my good friend Louie got a question from Mike Hurdle about selecting crankbaits based on season and how you pick a crankbait and how you find the right crankbait. Great topic, great question. And basically for me, I'm thinking about two things when I'm selecting the crankbait type. I'm thinking about water temperature and activity level of the fish. There are two very important things. And in a nutshell, what I want to select is I want to pick the crankbait style based on those two things. So here it goes. I'm going to break it down for you. In cold water, low active situations, I want a crankbait that has a very tight wobble, a very neutral action, and something that's more subtle. As that water warms and the fish become more active, I want something that's moderately tight, moderate vibration, maybe a little bit more sound to it. And then finally, when that water really warms, those fish get active, I want to pick a bait that has a wide wobble, that has a lot of noise and a lot of disturbance. So, you can look at the bait and get a really good feeling for how to make those selections. One of the ways you can do it is by looking at the bill design and how that's related to the body. So right now we're looking at a Rapala Dt Series. This is a Rapala Dt 6. And if you notice that bill, it's very straight. That bill is almost directly in line with that body. It's a straight bill. It's also a very narrow, thin bill. The straighter the bill, the more narrow the bill, the tighter the wobble. So that's why a bait like a shad wrap, a Rapala shad wrap, is tremendous when the water's cold. That bait has a very tight wobble. It's got no rattles. It's a perfect bait for those cold water conditions. And then as that water starts to warm a little bit, you want to keep getting a bait that has a little bit more vibration and a little bit more sound to it. So, now we're looking at another Rapala bait, another DT, and we're looking at this. Now our bill's getting wider. Our bill's getting wider. Our bill's got a little bit more angle to the body. So now we've got a little bit more vibration. And we even have a little sound. DT10, we've got a little bit of a rattle, just a slight rattle. So as that water warms, moderately active fish, I want something that has a moderate vibration. And then, that final category, now we're talking about active fish. The water's hot. The water's June, July, August, and those fish are active. Now we want a bill that has a really steep angle to it. We're looking at a Storm Arashi. We're looking at a Rapala DT Fat 1. And now we've got a super wide bill, a squared out, flared bill, and we've got a bill that's on a very severe angle. That's going to produce a hard vibration. The other thing, as that water warms, start thinking about baits that make a lot of noise. We got a bait that has a tremendous amount of sound. So when you're selecting your crankbait, don't get overwhelmed. Think about the activity level of the fish. Think about the water temperature. Look at that bait, look at that bill, think about sound. Pick that crankbait based on those things, and you're going to catch more fish. Mike Iaconelli talking about selecting the right crankbait.